Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Wow, upset alert. Subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. Now, as you guys see in this picture, Chris Colbert was upset by Hector Garcia. Fun fight, very fun fight. I'm gonna give kind of some of my thoughts regarding this fight. And for starters, shout out to Showtime Boxing, PBC, Al Heyman, Premier Boxing Champions. This triple header was fire. I watched all three fights that was televised. Showtime, Steven Espinosa, all them. They did a great job. Wasn't such a fan of the commentary, but I'll say that maybe for the end of this video. But the fights itself, Jerwin Casas, he ended up losing. Gary Russell Jr.'s brother picked up a victory over a vet in Postal. And you guys see right here from this picture, this was Chris Colbert in the main event. Now, very disappointed with Chris Colbert, his performance, and I'll explain that in this video. So again, subscribe. But very big congratulations goes out to Hector Garcia. Hector Garcia, he had about 2.5, 3 weeks to prepare for this fight, and he was playing no games, y'all. He really came. And I think really from the beginning, and I'm going to read some of my tweets, but I'll freestyle some of it. From the beginning, I thought Chris Colbert had a foolish game plan. Like there was a lot of, if you guys know Chris Colbert, he has a lot of banter and, he was chatty patty, he was chatting, trash talking, etc. So he came with that pizzazz, walked out with the rapper, all this stuff. Blue hair, autism awareness, colorful trunks, things like that. But the foolish thing to me when the fight began in the early rounds is you had Chris Colbert who was trying to style on the man and trying to look spicy, and the whole telecast, and according to this guy's record, you could tell that this guy had some pop and he had power. Plus they were saying he had a decorated amateur career, and in that amateur career he fought over 300 people. So I just think Chris Colbert, as I said in this tweet, has a crispy jab. He needs to use it more, but his hand speed is dazzling. And he wasn't really using and utilizing those type of tools. Instead, he was fighting flat-footed and giving up his gains or his potential advantages. So no disrespect to Hector Garcia. I think Hector was, very workmanlike, and he was a buzzsaw. But I think Chris Colbert had an opportunity to win the fight, but he didn't give himself the best fighting chance. So early on, you see, I said Garcia coming with some nice work as well. And I thought Chris Colbert, he just wasn't using what he has in a benefit, like in a way that would benefit him. Instead of jabbing and you have the dazzling hand speed, you're clearly athletically faster than the guy. And he was just laying on the ropes. And it was like he was trying to prove, I call it a pissing contest. He was trying to have a pissing contest. Like, this guy is a noted puncher and you're trying to prove and make a statement and, have this highlight reel knockout like you did with Arboleda and, really just fry him. And Garcia had other plans. He was really just working and putting in work while Chris Colbert was kind of playing around. As you guys see in this tweet, follow me on Twitter at Boxingego. I'm the best in boxing history when it comes to doing this. I've been doing this like a decade plus, so y'all know what it is. Chris Colbert needs to stop languishing on the ropes. Garcia is going in. So that was the early tale of the tape. Chris Colbert trying to find a rhythm, fighting flat-footed. He was doing some good things, but Garcia started going off. And this was a key tweet. That's why you guys got to follow me on my other platforms. But I said this before the knockdown. Ego Stradamus strikes again. I said, Hector Garcia is going off. Chris Colbert is looking Broner-ish. Adrian Broner. Oh, man, AB, alleged babies, alien baskets, I said Colbert is looking Broner-ish. Keep in mind, this is like early in the fight before the knockdowns, because see what happens, there's a lot of people that want to be like me, they want to do like me, so they wait till after and we get outcomes and they try to say, oh, I told you so. I don't do that. This is real-time tweets. You guys could look at the timestamps and whatnot. This is in real time. So before the knockdown, I said Colbert is looking Broner-ish versus Maidana, in the sense that he is trying to style on this man and showboat despite not being in control of the fight. And it's not discouraging Garcia, LOL. Colbert needs to stop playing, refocus, and work behind the jab. So just get back to the basics. You know, you had a lot of trash talk. You said what you were going to do, and it was looking Broner. And then right after I put that, like you guys can even tell by the timestamps, right after I put this, so I put this Broner tweet at 9:58. Boom, you see it. Boom, 9:58. I said this, and then by, let's get the timestamp, by 10, like, so literally in the next round, 2 minutes later at 10 p.m., he got dropped. So Ego Stradamus strikes again. I know how to call this sport of boxing. I make this look good. Listen, I make boxing look pretty. So he got dropped. You know, you seen the clip, you seen the screen caps at the beginning, got dropped. And that just completely changed the demeanor and the whole tone of the fight. To that point, I think the fight was winnable for Colbert. After he got dropped, I think he tried to stand his ground a little bit, and then he just decided to pack it in. I said Colbert, his whole walk changed. His legs aren't underneath him, and it just started to deteriorate. Hector Garcia clearly got confidence. And look, Errol Spence was tweeting around the same time. He said the late replacement is working, Colbert. So an actual boxer, we were at the same time saying pretty much some of the same thing, right? Credit, real talk. I said real talk. Showtime boxing is elite. Triple header card is money. All the fights were fun. So yeah, it just, the fight started getting away after the knockdown. It was, that pretty much solidified it. Garcia's walking him down backwards, which is the opposite of what Colbert needs at this point. And this is an important one. I said I hate when fighters do what Chris Colbert just did. He was trying to smile and showboat like off the ropes when your corner just told you you need a knockout to win. Credit to his corner for keeping it real with him. But they just told you you need a knockout to win, and he's backing you up on the ropes and working, and Chris Colbert was like smiling and still trying to showboat and show off. And I said, you're trying to talk, smile, and be showy. Newsflash, you are losing the fight. No time for any of that. Me personally, it drives me crazy. If you're not fully in control of the fight, everybody wants to be Floyd Mayweather. They want to be like Roy Jones. They want to style on him. You know, oh, you mad because I'm styling on you, you know, and they want to be wavy and, you know, wave gods and stuff like that. But if you're not in control of the fight, it just looks silly. Hector Garcia was winning. He was gaining crazy momentum. He had already dropped you. His confidence is gaining while your confidence is waning. And you're playing around and trying to smile like, nope, you didn't get me. But meanwhile, he's just punching and making stuff move. So I hate when fighters do that. Like, there's only, and I don't mind showboating. Prince Nassim Hamed is one of my favorite fighters. Roy Jones, Muhammad Ali, they're my favorite fighters, right? And Floyd, Mike Tyson, you know, there's moments where there's uber confident and showboaty, but they were in control, or you seen what happened next after they did those things. Chris Colbert, he looked like almost like Get Out. It's like the movie Get Out. He just looked like his spirit was broken or something. He just looked flat tonight. I said the corner said to Colbert, all that issue was talking big. God, I love boxing. Showtime Mike's is crispy. Yeah, so somebody from Garcia's corner, presumably, they yelled, all that issue was talking. So to me, I thought it was just a bad look how Colbert was fighting, especially as the fight wore on. Boxing judging is about the appearance to a degree, so Garcia is chasing you down. He's throwing punches. He's running towards you, giving off the impression that you are in full retreat and survival mode, which judges see, and they lean towards that. Clearly, they're going to lean towards the aggressor. And I said Colbert needs a knockout to win in the 12th. I didn't like the advice from Abdamatis. Abdamatis told Colbert that he needs to take the round off and just survive and box. And it's like, why are you even in boxing if that's your MO, to just survive the round? You need a knockout to win, sir. So I feel like any boxer should probably retire if their mode is just to survive. You know, you have to go out on your shield. I said Colbert after the fight. Colbert went out bad. All that colorful hair, the entrance, the trash talking, etc. This is a guy who had 2.5 weeks to prepare for you, and you talked all this stuff, and you were clearly trying to survive on your bike, and you're not willing to go out on your shield or even try. And that shows your character. It's all good. I said it's all good when things are going your way, but what is your resolve when it's not? Simply put, just what I said. It's easy to do certain things. Like, let's say you have to, you want to cut the grass, you want to mow the lawn. It's easy to do it if you feel you have an abundance of energy. You're feeling good, you got the proper sleep, and you don't mind mowing the lawn, right? You got energy for it. You can do it. But when you know you need to mow the lawn and you have no energy, or you're depressed, or you know, you didn't get proper sleep, or whatever the situation, that's going to show your character, because that's a different level of discipline. Anybody can do something when they're willing to do it, when they want to do it. It becomes easy. It's when you have these daunting, time-consuming tasks that you don't want to do, that you need to do. So for Chris Colbert to chastise guys like Wilder, and this is what I said, Deontay Wilder's a beast, the polar opposite of what Chris Colbert displayed tonight. He said, don't throw in the towel, went out the warrior way, etc. And it may sound harsh, but this is what these fighters signed up for. It's like joining the military. There are plenty of other jobs you can do, but you know what this one entails. So Colbert, he had a lot to say about guys like Deontay Wilder, and said that Wilder, you know, needs to get over the Tyson Fury loss, and he got whooped and things like that. But Wilder, he never lacked heart, and he went out the warrior way. Chris Colbert was on his bike, and literally in rounds 11 and 12, where it was very apparent from my commentary and my scorecards and the final scorecards, and even what his team said, you need a knockout to win, right? You need a knockout to win. And he was just relegated to getting on his bike and doing kind of what Abdamata said, just retreat and just don't get knocked out. And I'm not a fan of that. You know, it's kind of like mentally quitting. It's kind of like Victor Ortiz energy in the Maidana fight. Amazing job, Hector Garcia. I love a great underdog story. So, you know, that's all basically my overall commentary. Colbert was very critical of Deontay Wilder and his loss to Tyson Fury. Wilder went out like a legend. He went out on his own terms. He said, hey, Mark Breland, he got hacked. He got the axe for throwing in the towel. So I'm just curious to see how Colbert will end up handling his loss, because to me, it was a bad loss. You see, like, he's upside down, get knocked down. He said he was off balance, but I mean, clearly he's hurt here. So all in all, it'll be interesting to see how he bounced back. But I think especially for guys like Chris Colbert, your energy is so, like, you want to embrace the trash talker role, and that's your lane. Then at the end of the day, you can't really fight how he chose to fight and go out like that's just what I honestly feel. It's very hard to do those things, you know. It's very hard for you to be a trash talker ongoing, say you'll whoop Shakur Stevenson or Tank or whatever the situation is, and then when things don't go your way, you really just kind of pack it in. And guys like Hector Garcia, he only fought, this is like Andy Ruiz when he beat Joshua, like taking the fight on, he took the fight on even lesser notice, and he came out with a massive, huge victory. So I'm definitely going to be checking for Hector Garcia. Colbert, he did, in his post-fight interview, he did own up to it. He just said he didn't feel like himself, and he said he's not going to make any excuses. Hector Garcia was the better man. But I think when you embrace that role of like a spicy trash talker and showboater, we got to see something a little bit different. And I'll give credit to Broner, even though I said old Colbert was kind of Broner Maidana-ish in this fight. Broner, he does dig down deep in fights like the Maidana fight, and he showed an immense amount of heart. And Broner, even though he has the flashy persona, he really like bit down, because a lesser fighter would have got knocked out by Maidana in that fight. You know, Broner was really a true warrior in that Maidana fight, because I don't know how he stayed upright. He was badly hurt, and he didn't just pack it up. He actually hurt Maidana late in that fight. But Colbert, for all the stuff he talks and what he said about Wilder and, you know, other guys he said he wanted to fight and things like that, he kind of got ahead of himself. And fights like this just show me how great Floyd Mayweather is, right? I just always, I take it there because that's what I see. I really see how great Floyd Mayweather is, because Floyd Mayweather, everyone, like I famously said, and I've seen a lot of people running with my lingo and phrases and stuff. Everybody wants to be Money Mayweather. They don't want to go through the pretty boy Floyd stages. Some of these guys, they don't even get to a point of, you know, getting 22 fights under their belt, 25, and they end up losing because they get ahead of themselves. And I didn't like the demeanor. Chris Colbert, he was playing around and he wasn't in control of the fight. This guy, Hector Garcia, he's just working. The whole time he's just working. He putting in work, throwing punches, body shots, and clearly he got some cracks. He got some pop. So I love what I seen from Hector Garcia, but based on the demeanor and the character that Chris Colbert has, and your team saying you're down, need a knockout to win, I truly expected to see a bit more resolve and willingness to take it there and go out on your shield if that's what the task called for. And Chris Colbert didn't. He kind of just retreated and really tucked his tail, and you don't want to see that. It reminds me of the movie with Wesley Snipes, Woody Harrelson, White Men Can't Jump. Woody Harrelson told Wesley Snipes' character, you would rather look good and lose, you know what I'm saying? So have a game where you lose, but you look good, rather than look bad and win. And that's kind of what I felt about Chris Colbert. You would rather not get iced or potentially get knocked out, and you rather try to look good. You know what I'm saying? You rather try to look, I'd rather look bad and have a win than to look good and to lose. You see what I'm saying? So just different strokes for different folks. Let me know what you made of this amazing Showtime triple header. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. I'll be back with some more heat. Please subscribe if you like the content. We'll see how Chris Colbert bounces back from here. And I'm out. The future is now. The Hibernation 5s by Kenichi Bear. Hybrid gaming and lifestyle headphones. Out of the box, you can connect to any console or PC. Bluetooth ready with a low latency USB adapter, color RGB, and extreme bass mode. The Hibernation 5s adjust to you. Whether you need a gaming, travel, gym, or lifestyle headphones, the Hibernations got you covered. The new Hibernation 5s, link in the description. Customize the way you hear the world. Welcome to the nation. Are you tired of your YouTube videos not getting any views? Well, consider TubeBuddy. I've used TubeBuddy for years to scale up my YouTube channel. Now we're sitting over 200,000 subscribers. TubeBuddy is a browser extension that offers a ton of built-in productivity and time-saving services to take your channel to the next level. Use my link in the description to get started with TubeBuddy and level up your channel faster.